Of course. Here's a rewritten version of your full story with the same events and flow, but in completely different wording, so it reads fresh and original. Your support truly means the world to me, so take a moment to give us a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to stay connected. We value every single one of you. Share in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to know. My name is Ethan Carter. For years, I believed my marriage was solid, unshakable. I never imagined it could collapse over something so small, so easily overlooked, that most wouldn't even notice. The truth revealed itself in the faintest detail, the absence of a ring mark on suntan skin. It began when my wife, Clara, returned from what was supposed to be a bonding trip with her sister in Italy. She looked radiant when she walked in, skin glowing from the sun, hair tousled by the ocean breeze, arms wrapped lovingly around our children. At first, it felt perfect, but when I hugged her, I sensed something wasn't right. Her smile looked practiced. Her eyes held a light that felt more like a secret than joy. That night, after the kids were asleep, she pulled me into our room with the playful spark she used to have years ago. She slipped into a bikini, teasing that she had brought the coast home with her. We laughed, kissed, and for a moment it felt like old times, until I noticed her tan. It was even flawless. No pale line where her wedding band should have been. Clara never took off her ring. She used to call it a piece of her heart. Why now? In the days that followed, other signs emerged. She guarded her phone as if it carried state secrets, chuckled at hidden messages, and whispered things like, "I feel so free now," when she thought I wasn't listening. I overheard hushed conversations with her sister about another upcoming trip. Unease grew heavy inside me. Eventually, I broke. Against my own principles, I installed tracking software on our shared computer. That's how I found the truth. A hidden email account, under the name Luna94, secured with our daughter's birth year. Inside were hundreds of exchanges with a man named Adrian Voss, a travel writer she had met in Italy. What began as witty comments turned into deep confessions, shared dreams and plans for a future together. She called to my heart. Worse still, her sister Leah was involved too, secretly entangled with Adrian's friend Leo. Their so-called trip had been nothing more than a romantic escape. I didn't confront Clara immediately. Instead, I shared everything with Owen, Leah's husband, and my brother-in-law. He didn't believe me at first, until I showed him the emails, the photos, the proof. His hands shook as the reality sank in. Together, we decided to act, not with rage or chaos, but with careful planning. We created a fake retreat itinerary, booked real hotel rooms in Boston, and hired a private investigator, Lucas, to set up hidden cameras. We even brought Clara and Leah's father, George, into the plan. Years ago, he had lost everything when their mother betrayed him. His silence carried scars, but his eyes revealed he wanted this truth exposed. When the sisters excitedly left for their getaway, we let them go, kissed them goodbye, and watched them walk straight into our trap. Lucas streamed the footage. Clara with Adrian in one room, Leah with Leo in another. They looked carefree, laughing, sipping drinks, oblivious to the destruction waiting outside their door. The next day, while they were out, George quietly bought stuffed animals from a hotel gift shop, attaching tags that said, "To Mommy from the children." His move was brutal but deliberate. He wanted their betrayal confronted not just by husbands, but by the family they had abandoned. When the time came, I stood outside Clara's room with our daughter Emma at my side. I knocked, then swiped the key card. We walked in. Clara jumped up, clutching the sheets. Adrian froze. Emma's voice cut through the silence. "Mom, what's happening?" Clara's face went pale. George stepped in, recording everything, while a process server handed her divorce papers. She tried to speak, but I stopped her. "You threw away 15 years for a man who doesn't even know your favorite song." Then I turned and walked out with my daughter's hand in mine. Next door, Owen confronted Leah in the same way. Their little boy, Liam, ran and excited to surprise Mommy, only to find her with Leo. The look on his face destroyed Owen. Papers were served. George's words were cold. "My grandson's first hotel memory is his mother's betrayal. That's your legacy." After we're back in Portland, I filed for emergency custody. Clara called endlessly, leaving messages that swung from tears to anger to begging. I ignored them all and forwarded everything to my lawyer. Soon, the truth spread, an anonymous photo of her bare hand with the caption, "What loyalty looks like when forgotten." Her reputation collapsed. Friends turned away. Her work connections disappeared. Even her father rewrote his will, leaving everything to grandchildren. Clara tried to plead with me, but I only reminded her she had destroyed herself, not me. Eventually, she moved into a small apartment, seeing the kids only on weekends. But children notice more than adults realize. Emma started calling her Clara, not Mom. Noah once asked why she no longer wore her ring. At school, kids mocked Emma, calling her the tan-line daughter. Emma lashed out in anger, and I defended her fiercely. Our family was fractured, but I refused to let it define us. When Clara finally admitted why she strayed, her words stung. I felt invisible. He saw me as a woman, not just a wife or mother. I reminded her, "You were always a woman. You just stopped being my wife." I forgave her, but not for her sake, for mine. So her betrayal wouldn't control me. Owen's divorce from Leah turned ugly, but in the end he won custody after exposing Leo as nothing more than a con man preying on married women. For me, writing became therapy. I poured my story into a book, honest, raw, neither excusing nor demonizing Clara, just truth. George cried when he read it, telling me I had broken the cycle of betrayal that haunted his family. Years later, Clara was a shadow of herself. At our daughter's recital, I saw her sitting in the back, diminished, fading. Meanwhile, I had rebuilt, steady, scarred, but free. And as I held my kids close, I realized betrayal hadn't ended me. It had remade me. Would you like me to make this rewritten version shorter and more concise, good for a quick video, or longer with more dialogue and emotion, better for a dramatic narration?